Alright, lock in once again because today I'm going to be listing my top 5 recent Big Brother contestants that I want to see return. Recent starts at season 23. Doesn't necessarily mean that anyone from 23 is going to be on the list, like every season isn't guaranteed to have someone on the list, but I'm just saying that there's 4 seasons to work with: 23, 24, 25, and 26. Also, this list isn't going to be in any type of order, just 5 people that I want to see back. So with that out of the way, it's time to get in here. Let's go. I'm going to point out an honorable mention first. This person didn't quite make the list, but if it were a top 10 list, then they'd definitely be 6. So I wanted to at least give them a small mention. That person is going to be Izzy. She would just stay up all night scheming, which wasn't good when I was covering the live feeds and making videos. Like, there was no time for sleep. But after I stopped making videos and the season went along, I appreciated what she brought to the season more and more. And when she was eliminated, like, it was clear to see that she made an impact on the season because the live feeds just weren't the same. The whole game went downhill when she was eliminated, which I blame more on Zombie Week than Izzy not being there, but never know, she probably could have made something happen, started some chaos. But that was not the case, as the feeds and the gameplay never quite matched the frenetic pace that it had in the first 4 or so weeks. Week 1 of Big Brother 25 was probably the most complex, fast-paced, and dynamic week of Big Brother that I've ever seen, and Izzy was a big part of that. So I would definitely like to see her back on another season for sure. Next up, I want to see Ameerah back for another season. I already said what I had to say about Big Brother 24, and after certain information has come out about that season, I still have absolutely no reason to change my feelings towards a season that was not really a fair game, I've got to say. It was more of a season that was used to push a narrative, especially by week 3 or so, when production realized that they had a quote-unquote story on their hands and they could make history or whatever. Could have technically made history with Ameerah, but whatever, man. Every single player that played on Big Brother 24, except for one player, got screwed over big time, and I'll keep on saying that. Like, it'll never be silenced. Like, it's literal facts that production got in that game. So really all of them could be on the list, but I just wanted to pick out the best of the best from that season, and Ameerah happens to be one of them. She was a very savvy player and basically was the power structure for the first 2 or 3 weeks until, I'll just say, stuff outside of her control happened. I already basically said what it was, and I'm not backing down from that. Like, it is what it is. Ameerah had all-time great potential, and that deserves to be fully realized one day. She got to be on another show, the Challenge USA season 2, but she flamed out so early, and that's not really her style of game, so I wouldn't say that she got exposed by playing the challenge. She needs to be on a season of Big Brother. She was made for that game, and it's unfortunate that her original run got cut short by stuff that was outside of her control, so she needs another season to remind the world that she really is her. Next on the list, I want to see Jared back on another season. He's a controversial guy, but in my books, the only thing that was really messed up and overboard was calling America the R word. Not saying that Jared is a bad person, but I don't need players that I root for to always be angels. Like, it would be very boring if every player that I rooted for had the exact same opinions and the exact same morals as me. So I don't really care about his bad reputation. Like, dig through anyone's closet and you'll find some skeletons, so it's whatever, man. I saw enough value in him on Big Brother 25, so that's why he's on the list. The main reason why I want Jared back is to settle the debate. Was he a bad player and a Cirie merchant, or could he have played a better game without Cirie? Because if my memory serves me correctly, Jared's social game was off the charts in the first, say, 4 or so weeks of Big Brother 25. He was actually included in Family Style with all of the younger and athletic players, and considering all of the crying about the comps being so inequitable in that season, like, that side was poised to dominate the game. Like, the Minutemen, Matt and Jag were the final two, so that was definitely a season for the younger and more athletic players. But Jared couldn't go with that side of the house because he was playing for Cirie and she wasn't part of that group. People are very unfair when talking about how Jared tanked Cirie's game, but don't show the exact same energy when Cirie ruined Jared's game. Like, bro had a big alliance filled with comp beasts and athletes and he couldn't commit to it because he had to play with Cirie. So I just want to see Jared back by himself without his mother so he can just show the type of player that he actually is, which is probably a solid player. Next up, I want to see Tucker back for another season. This doesn't really need that much of an explanation really. He's really just him. Like, this guy was chaos personified. This guy stayed on the block, won AI Arena, and packed up Cedric the next week. The guy that was somewhat responsible for putting Tucker in that position by choosing not to put Quinn up on the block. I liked Cedric and was sad when he left, but I've got to say that was so cool. Tucker wasn't afraid to start arguments, cause chaos, and he could back it up, which made him so entertaining, along with the fact that I always like a good comp beast. Like, that's my favorite gameplay style. Tucker brought so much entertainment that when he was eliminated, when he threw in the towel because his back hurt from carrying the season, but like, yeah, when he left, I just couldn't go back to watching live feeds with characters like Chemo, T-Core, and Quinn. I didn't clock out of the season, but I definitely clocked out of the live feeds a few days after Tucker left and just relied on live feed updates to keep up. But yeah, Tucker just brought a lot of Black Air Force energy to this season, and in my books, he definitely earned the chance to compete on another season. Next on the list is Heisem. He played that comp beast style of game that I really liked, and his downfall was so fun to watch. I just want him to come back because an appearance from him can only mean one of two things. He would come back and play a better game. I could still imagine him being a comp beast, but he could be more tactical about when he would win or throw competitions. This wasn't really the reason why his alliance turned on him. It was because he was too much of a control freak, which he would definitely have to tone down if he wants to play a better game, but winning situational comps could also help his reputation. Or he would still be his chaotic self, so it's a win-win no matter what. I'm all for comp beasts. Like, that's the main archetype that I root for every season because it brings me back to my days as an athlete where my value to people wasn't dependent on anything social. It was dependent on my athletic gifts and competitiveness, and I liked it that way. It's always fun rooting for a comp beast, so I was disappointed when he got eliminated, especially since I was rooting for that Cirie side of the house more than that Riley, Matt, and Jag side of the house. So I would definitely like to see Heisem back on another season. Like, they can't go wrong with casting him again. Lastly, the final person on the list that I would like to see back for another season is Alyssa Snyder. This isn't really about strategy or gameplay, none of that. I just like her vibe. She was fun, she was playful, and that's really it. Like, she didn't bring any gameplay really outside of that early game alliance with Paloma. Alyssa was never going to win, which is why she was massively screwed over by Monty and Turner. Like, she should have been locked in final two, but Monty had other plans, unfortunately. But yeah, I've got to say, as of late, I haven't really been enjoying Big Brother that much. Like, I just want to be entertained, and Alyssa would be the perfect person to bring that entertainment. She won't bring much gameplay, but in a hypothetical season, she's only one person out of like 16 contestants, so that wouldn't be a big deal, I would say. I'm not dying to see her back, but it would be fun if she were on another season. And that's my top 5 recent Big Brother contestants that I want to see return. Realistically, are all of them getting the call to come back? No, probably not. Like, I can't see Jared or Alyssa ever being back on the show. Like, I would laugh out loud if they ever found their way back onto Big Brother because I know a lot of folks would be mad, and I'm all for that. But yeah, I'm just glad that I got to assemble this list. It was fun, and hopefully someone actually breaks through and gets called back in the near future. I could go for a returnee season, honestly, next year, like 2025. Hopefully that's on the table. And if not, hopefully there's a spin-off with returnees, not any of that Dasher's disaster type of stuff. But yeah, that's all I have to say for now. Stay strong, stay brutal, because above all else, it's anything to win.